For over 2 years, Fantail Studios has been on an incredible journey filming Lucky Te Koha and the Kingdom Brotherhood team as they share the radical healing power of Jesus Christ with the Mongrel Mob Kingdom and the Whakatane Black Power MGs. As this feature film, Mana Atua, meaning the greatness of God, nears completion, we're believing this will be a movie that not only showcases how relentless and unconditional God's love is, but this will also give viewers the opportunity to look beyond the gang patch and see the hearts of the individuals behind them. As we eagerly anticipate the release of Mana Atua, we'd like to introduce some of the key individuals that we've had the pleasure of meeting along the way.
Joining us in the studio is the rangatira of Whakatane Black Power Gang, MG's Brother H. So with us today in the studio, we have the rangatira of the Black Power MG, Whakatane, H. Good having you here with us, bro.
Yeah.
We've had some solid people coming along and coming after you, and it's just, I've journeyed with you for a while, so has Jared. He's been a part of what he's been doing with us, and but on a personal note, what I watch you do, and I know the mahi that you're doing, the work that you're doing in the community, bro, and you and your wife, and man, you're doing an amazing job, eh? You're at a coalface every day. You know that coalface, you've been there, and you know that QBE, qualified by experience, hey.
Yeah,
There's nothing better than that, bro. So honour you for what you do.
Thanks,
H. It's awesome, bro. And so that leads us to where are you from, H? Whereabouts are you from? Bro?
Yeah, so I'm from Whakatane. My whānau comes from Ruatoki.
Yep.
Yeah, so born and raised in Whakatane. Yeah, third generation Black Power. So from my grandfather to my father to me.
Yep.
Yeah, so most of my life, bro, all my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I known when I was a kid. That's all I seen.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to grow up to be.
Was there any other way you could have ever gone?
Well, as for the joining part, I think, yeah.
You were both birthed into it.
I didn't see myself as I joined the Black Power. It was a calling. Yeah, and that's, instead of running from it, I just picked it up and ran with it. Yeah, because you can't, sometimes you're just destined to do things.
Yeah.
And being in the Black Power, that's part of my destiny.
Yeah.
And to create better leaders for the next generation.
What you're doing now is quite remarkable, but that wasn't necessarily how you started out in the gang life.
No.
You can tell me a little bit about what life was like?
The gangster side, eh?
The gangster side.
Yeah.
Just to contrast, because often when people go, it's this, and go, oh, you got to understand where I was to fully appreciate where I am now.
Yeah.
Well, suppose, all of us are, we come through a bit of trauma, and, it wasn't a good life back then. It was what it was. I'll embrace it and, acknowledge it. If I didn't go through all those bad things, bad experiences, then I wouldn't be who I am today, I didn't think I was broken, there was violence and all the other stuff that happens, But it doesn't just happen in gangs, it happens everywhere. Even just in normal housing, whatever that looks like, in a normal life. Because being in the Black Power, it's just, or in any gang, this is our normal life. And
so life as gangster, then did you find yourself often on the wrong side of the law? Because now you're doing amazing things and helping to bring healing to people, bringing restoration to people that have been struggling with meth and all of those things. But what is the new life now compared to the old life? Because there are sacrifices. When you go from being a drug dealer to working a 9 to 5, I imagine, you're not making the same amount of money 9 to 5 as you were as a drug dealer. And in hard days, it must be pretty tempting sometimes to go, man, I could do a couple quick deals here and that would fix a whole lot of problems if I just borrow a little bit of my old life for a moment.
Nah. I think the life I live now is way better.
Yeah.
Doing it properly, being a mahi and all that. That old life, you had to sort of, once you start hiding little bits of things and start running away, you just start to hide everything.
It's all fake, eh?
Yeah, and it's all from your whānau. You know, you start hiding things from your wife and everything. You know, sick of that life sort of thing. There had to be something better, and then I believe I found what I needed to do, and live this life to show the next generation that we just need to work hard to get what we want. I think I actually achieved more living my new life.
Yeah.
Yeah, than living the old life. You know, just because all that money's there, you still ended up in debt with somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still owing something.
Still owing, yeah.
Yeah, not necessarily money, but you're owing something.
Yeah, you're owing.
Yeah.
I often say everything that I made from my corrupt days, like big money,
Yeah.
I don't have one thing left from it. Nothing, it's all
same.
gone.
Yeah,
It went
bro.
through my fingers. I couldn't hold on to anything, not even a t-shirt, nothing.
Nah.
Hey, it's unreal how easy it comes, but how quick it goes.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of people around to help you get rid of it too. Yeah.
Was there a turning point? I mean, what caused you to go from a gangster in its, I guess, more traditional sense to being the type of gangster that you are now, actually pulling people up into life rather than pulling people down? What was the turning point?
I think it was just, you know, went through a bit of stuff, and I think I just wanted something different for my kids. And, you know, seeing my wife was my biggest inspiration, really. Yeah, to change my life. Yeah. You know, she ended up in rehab, and yeah, she came back a different person. Yeah, a better person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously noticeably seen, the change in her.
Yeah.
Was that something, you know, I say too, what that in the program that we run, some of the men that we've dealt with, the wives see such a change that the wives wanted what they had. Was that for you too, H? What you seen in Mons when things changed?
Yeah, well, what I seen in my wife, I suppose at that time when she went away, yeah, I sort of fixed myself at the same time, you know. Couldn't just let her go off and sort herself out. I had a lot of stuff that I needed to sort out. Yeah. Yeah.
You also mentioned that part of the catalyst was wanting a different life for your children.
Yeah.
Was that them being able to have a different childhood experience to the childhood you had?
Definitely, yeah. I definitely wanted something different for them.
Yeah.
You know, not saying that my childhood was bad. You know, it had its struggles. Hey, we've seen a lot as kids, drugs and alcohol and all that stuff and gangs. So I just wanted to just change it a bit for my kids and just be there more for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So practically, like, what does it look like now for your kids growing up? What are some of the key differences between what they're experiencing as a child to what you experience and, you know, other gang kids?
Heaps, bro. Yeah, our kids today have got loads more than what we had. Better teachings and all that stuff. Love, yeah, definitely heaps of love and time.
Consistency, safety,
yeah,
Stable.
yeah,
Stable.
all that stuff.
I see that in your
Education,
AH with you and Mons with the kids, bro. It's stable, it's solid.
Yeah,
You know, a mother and father together, solid. You know,
Aye.
got the same journey, same mission, eh?
Aye.
Yeah, that's good, bro. I love seeing you with your kids. You're a real role modelling, bro. It is.
Yeah, and that's part of the plan, you know, for our next brothers or next whānau. You know, I just want to role model good fatherhood and you know, just be a good role model in the community.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's, you know, it can be contagious. People pick the stuff up, you know, and they see it. I want that.
Well, we see and we identify with happiness and goodness. And genuine love, eh?
Yeah.
And that's what everybody wants. And I know that that's what you're creating with your chapter.
Mm.
You know, what have you got coming up this weekend? This Saturday?
Yeah, so we've got our Christmas in the Park that we put on every 2 years. So yeah, we're free event for the whole neighbourhood.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think, you know, with that, you know, was about our gang whānau too, getting acknowledged, you know, because a lot of our gang whānau put a lot of mahi into it.
And I remember, I want to touch on this a little bit, because we actually had a cameraman 2 years ago when you did the Christmas in the Park.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you a couple of things around this because of the questions that people in the wider community have asked me. So one of them being, I said, look at this awesome event. And it wasn't just your chapter running it, you actually pulled together a few different Black Power chapters.
Yeah.
And then also some of the local churches in the community, all working together to be a blessing and a light to the wider organisation, the wider families within the whole area. Now, some people will see that and their first instance is, it's just a PR move.
Yeah, it's just a showy.
It's just a show. It's just like, look over here so I can take with this hand.
Yeah.
What would you say to people that have, I guess, that suspicion in their heart and they have that question and they go, it's just PR. If you had the opportunity to sit down with them, what would you want them to know?
I'll tell them to come and check the journey out,
Yeah.
because that's the only way. I can't. I can say all I want. These fellas have got to get to know who I am and what my heart's, what I believe in my heart. But they'll just have to come along, bro. I'm not here to convince anyone, and they shouldn't be there to judge either. But it's pretty real and honest what we do back home.
Yeah. And
you're a testimony to that too.
Oh, absolutely.
So you can say that, you can share on that too. I mean, I'm a testimony of what we see. We see we've been a part of.
Yeah.
What I see all the time with H and his crew,
When we wouldn't still be here 2 years later, still filming, preparing to release a feature documentary on it, if I didn't see a deep level of authenticity in the mahi. And it's like you say, sometimes we are 2 steps forward, 1 step back. We're always making mistakes, but it's that art of falling forward, of all progress is progress.
Yeah.
With that aspect, with the brothers that you're working with, what is the journey like for you as a leader, helping people on that journey of healing where sometimes it is 2 steps forward, 1 step back?
Yeah.
How do you keep your heart energized and soft in the middle of that challenge?
Good.
Tough raising.
Tough raising leaders.
Bro, it's just, all I can say is just a lot of karakia for them, bro. A lot of prayer. For our brothers, because, bro, our bros have been through a lot, There's a lot of trauma around, So, to keep my heart in the right place in my mind, just sometimes step back and I just have to just pray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For people watching right now who've got a heart to pray, if you could be asking them around the nation to be praying for anything, for the chapter and the community that you're working with, what would you like people to be praying for?
Love.
Yeah.
Love, bro.
Yeah.
Love everybody, Whether, doesn't matter what colour. Love everyone, man. Life's short.
Yeah.
There's enough hate in the world.
Yeah.
So it's time to love each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it was one of the best shots I got today was you and Brother Billy, red and blue together, and they're loving each other, enjoying each other's company, and that's a testimony in itself.
Harder.
2 solid men, raising leaders, trying to do the best in their communities. Loving each other.
He's a good
coming
brother.
together,
He's a good brother, We're on the same wavelength, we want the best for our next generation, our tamariki and all that stuff, and for our men, we just want the best, for everybody.
Of course.
And I love our brothers, Mahi.
Yeah, well, you're on the same journey,
Yeah.
Exactly the same journey.
Yeah.
How significant is God now in your journey, and also over the last few years, changing, I guess, your heart and vision for your community and the way that you've been responding to the community?
God's a big part. Like I said, my wife came back from rehab and she found God. So He plays a big part in everything we do. It's been about 5 years, so I'm only young in it, and but I've always had that belief. Always had that belief. And when my wife came back, I seen the change in her, and I seen the beauty, I seen just something different about her. And I just thought, well, she's done it my way for a long time. It's time for me to try this way. So, you've got to believe in it for it to work, sort of thing. And, bro, life's just been good, bro.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain. You can just, if you're around me, you'll see it.
Yeah, I remember sitting at a table with you. You had the rest of the chapter with you, and there were a couple members from the mongrel mob there as well, which in itself was awesome. Two mongrel mob members with the whole chapter of Black Power gathered together for healing. And I remember you saying to the guys that are in your chapter, guys, look at my life. Everything we've heard about Jesus was real. You can see by looking at my life how much I've changed.
Yeah.
What's changed in your life, outside and inside? since being on this journey with God?
Heaps. More
Yeah.
settled. Definitely at peace. Yeah, humbled.
Mm.
Yeah. Before I started on this journey, bro, I was, addicted to meth.
Yeah.
And I was homeless.
Yeah.
Mm.
And went through all the struggles, and then started to try heal myself. And the blessings today, bro, are
Yeah.
huge.
Huge.
Huge in my life. And I believe it's the Atua.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't know how I could end up owning my own house, and and this is when I was a dealer. This is what I was striving for, to get me a house.
Yeah.
And actually, get my whanau a house. Hey, get them
Yeah.
all set up and all that stuff. And then, we were homeless, and then we got this house, and then a few years later we asked if we could buy it, and then they let us rent to buy this whare, and that stuff was huge for us because we were homeless. We had nothing.
Yeah.
We were still on the gear.
Mm.
Bro, now we've moved on, sold that house,
Yeah.
got us a bigger house now,
Yeah.
Wow.
and that's all blessings from doing the Atua's work, I believe.
100%.
That's what I believe in my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your vision for the gangs moving forward? Is it that the community would be gang free, or that the gangs would represent something far different to what they've represented in the past?
Yeah, I think, gangs will always need to be represented somewhere, we're not going anywhere,
Mm.
and the whole gang thing, I think we're just, really we're hapu, we're iwi, really.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hard.
We're not a gang, that's, in a sense we are, but I think now we'll call ourselves a iwi, yeah.
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 And I think we'll always be there, and I think we'll be there to later on in time. I think we'll be there to protect our people.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we need to be doing.
I see this too is that there is always place for a gang, regardless what anybody else thinks, the politicians thinks, and all the do-gooders think.
Yeah.
There's a place for the gangs because the place for the gangs are picking up the people nobody wanted.
Yeah.
And so long as there's people struggling that don't feel like they're a part of anything and wanted to be separated from, there's always a place for a gang, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Mm.
And no matter what colour name it is, what colour they are, nothing, there's going to be a room. There's always has been.
Yeah.
It's called a tribe, like you just said,
Yeah.
a iwi, a hapu, whatever.
Yeah.
Mm.
Where you come together and you can love and be part of a functioning community, bro.
Aye.
End of story.
Aye.
They can take the vest off, the patches off, but it's the heart.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do.
That's right.
Or wear blue caps, red shoes, whatever it is,
Yeah.
So there's always a good room for it.
Hey, I want to talk to you around some of the initiatives that you're developing and your heart for the future. I remember a long time ago you had a conversation with me and you said, Jared, the struggle that I have is that a lot of our members don't have a high education and a lot of them have had a criminal record. So the opportunity for them to find traditional employment gets harder and harder, and it traps them in a destructive cycle. But you are trying to create opportunities to be able to break those cycles.
Yeah.
Want to talk to me a bit about your heart for that, practically around employment and all of those things, so that your members are actually empowered with opportunities and options?
Yeah. Well, all I can say, bro, is all my members, most of my members are all in mahi, and then we also, got a lawn-mowing business for them.
Awesome.
And we're still in the processes of getting that all registered and stuff. But I think it's all in the mindset too. I think they just need leaders like myself. See, I'm not educated. I finished school at intermediate. Don't know what that is, Form 1 or something. Yeah. And look where I am in my life. I only can lead by example and talk like that. I can't sort of explain it in detail, bro. Like,
yeah.
For me.
And
Walking the talk.
Yeah, and the work that you're doing now in the community.
Yeah.
Like your 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Unpack that for me a little bit.
Oh yeah, so I work with for Wairiki whānau mentoring, so I'm a te waiaio practitioner in the addiction space. And see, I wouldn't be able to say that last, back in the day.
Good.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Yeah, myself and my wife run an addiction program for meth, to reduce meth. called Chain Breakers. And yeah, it's been, we've been doing that for the last 2 years. I went out to one of our brother Billy's, I think it was the anniversary, and that's where I was inspired by that. And I knew there's a big issue in Aotearoa with, you know, with methamphetamine. Yeah, so and that's where I came from. So it just was right to pick that up, and yeah, and the journey's been mean, helping heaps of whānau, you know, every day, people reaching out, and it's good to support them and try help them along the way, you know. And you know, our whānau, they love to hear from whānau that have been through it, you know. Yeah, so it's a bigger, we're making a big impact in our whānau. But yeah, Wariki Whānau mentoring, you know, it's helped educate me as well, you know, because I, you know, before I wouldn't be able to talk like this, like, you know, but we do a lot of stand up, you know, our boss always gets us to do big kōreros, yeah, so it helps us grow. So yeah, give it up to our boss, Wata Hifukate too. Yeah,
awesome.
Oh,
I've got a question was, how's the other chapters of the Black Power take in how you're doing, what you're doing now? You know, with your guys.
Oh yeah, I think, you know, our brothers, you know, yeah, they'll probably take some things away, you know. And, you know, all learning, and you know, I think the positive stuff is starting to show now, and I see a lot of brothers starting to do a lot of positive stuff. Around whakatane, so I'm pretty proud of that. You know, for our bros, you know, that stepped out, you know, because it was a hard journey, you know, when you're the only one doing it, stepping out.
That's right.
And doing something different, and everybody's going, what the heck is this guy up to? You know, and I wasn't trying to change anything. I was just trying to add to the Black Power, not change or anything. But yeah, this was my heart, and this is the way my heart wanted to lead. So this is the way I led.
Well, your brother from the other chapter in Whakatane, hey, he would be supportive of, you know, your walk now.
Our brother TK? Oh, even that brother there, you know, he's like a big inspiration.
Exactly.
He understands. He's done some huge things. I think when I was just slowly coming off meth too, and dealing and all that stuff, he was there. He was there to pick me up, him and my other brother, Kuni.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so they sort of pushed me along on the journey. So I didn't know what my future looked like, really. I didn't really know until they turned up one day. And then they said, bro, we're going to do this, we're going to change, and we're going to start moving in this other direction, you know, upskilling and stuff.
And they have.
And they have.
He's all have.
He's you know, our bro TK, he's in bloody university. You know, and he came from a small town, Purupuru, Whakatane, you know. Bro, he's amazing, that fellow. Even our other brother, Kuni, you know, he's you know, ran businesses and all that stuff, and
even going to jump into the council there, brother, eh?
Yeah, our brother was in the council too, you know, and this, you know, these are brothers from the hood, you know, that's grown up in you know, not so flash life. Lifestyle.
Disciplined, though, eh? Committed. Got the heart.
Well, hungry. That's what it is. We want the best, you know, and not for ourselves, for our people, for our children, you know, just to leave something good.
So what's the future look like for you right now, going forward, H? What does the future look like for you now? You know, you, the family, the club, or whatever. How does it look?
It's looking good. It's just about us keeping it up. But yeah, there's heaps of stuff. We're starting to grow, you know, sorting out our trust and all that stuff, bro. You know, there's heaps of stuff that we want to go legal as, and also to show everybody else, bro, there's a better way, there's a better path. There's this lane now, bros, like we don't have to go down that lane anymore. Drugs and all that stuff, and you know, it was cool back then. It's for me, it's not cool anymore. There's something else.
There's a better way.
There's a better way.
When I left there was to find a better way, and I found it, eh? I found it with him. And you know, I say to people too, you know, when you came and stayed with us, with Hayley and I, you said, bro, I think we're the new breed, eh? New breed. And I said with somebody down south, and they said, you are the new breeds. is the guys that are going to sit at this table, sit at this chair. They're the new breed of being bold and courageous, being bold about God and having Him in our lives, and being a light to others. Because we see it, I see it clearly in your life, bro. Where you've been since I know you, bro, and how it is now, bro. It's awesome. That's encouraging for everybody.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Thank you, brother.
Man.
Last question from me.
Yeah.
As you're looking at your community now, what are some of the things that you're seeing that you go, oh, this is working? There's change coming, there's fruit, there's momentum building. What are some of the signs that you look at that give you encouragement?
Oh, there's heaps. There's heaps now, bro. You know, see a lot of parents out with their kids and all that stuff, and happy kids. There's heaps of, you know, and I'm just talking about my own neighbourhood. You know, there's heaps of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, so much. I don't even know where to.
Just
people coming off the gear.
Yeah. Yeah, all that.
People stopping crime.
Everybody becoming free.
Yeah.
Bro, not locked in the chains of addiction and all that stuff. Violence, you know. It's there's heaps of stuff, bro, you know. And we'll get there in time, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome, bro. Thank you so much for being in here with us today.
No, thank you.
Any final questions?
Yeah, I just got, like I said before, bro, you're a real light in your community, H. You're a real positive light, hey? And that's good because I see lots of them in Tani Atua, like you said, Q, Quinny and TK, you know, and you've got the brother Billy out there. And mate, there's a lot of people going in the right direction in that town. And I know you're making an impact here. You are influencers, but you are making an impact because there's an impact to be seen that things are changing. Yeah. And things are truly changing there, and then nobody can deny that. There's a lot of haters and knockers, bro, but hey, chin up, bro, we just keep going, bro, walk harder than we did.
Looking up, brother.
Amen, bro. So thanks for being here, Marley, H, and good speaking with you, bro.
Yeah, thanks, H. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, cool.
Fantail Studios is a registered charity creating powerful shows through the help of generous givers. To find out more about supporting Mana Atua and helping us bring this incredible film to life, please visit fantailstudios.com.